Hello, beautiful witches. This is Dawn. Thank you so much for stopping by. I want to do a big shout out to Carla from Carlastrology for the interview she did with me on Sunday, a couple days ago. And she is so good, you guys. She is excellent as an interviewer. She asks really good questions, and she's a good listener. Good feedback and everything. So check out her channel. She's got tons of information on palmistry and tarot and just all kinds of stuff. And she's doing these interviews, so they're really interesting. So anyway, big shout out to Carla. Thank you so much. And a big shout out to everybody who was there leaving comments and asking questions. Thank you so much for joining us. It made it a lot more interesting to have that feedback. And a big shout out to all the new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining my channel. And so I just wanted to mention that I am driving home right now. I seem to not have any time for anything anymore. I have a 1-hour commute to work and from work. And it's dark out in the mornings. So when I'm driving to work, it's not a good time to make videos. So I'm on my way home. Thought I'd make a little video and chat with you guys. Let's see. I thought I would share my story, and I've kind of shared it in my other videos on my channel, about how I got involved or got into life coaching. So let's see, back in 2001 I met 2000, I met Skip. And we started dating 2001. I lived in North Carolina. He lived in Iowa. And after a year, we decided, we liked the relationship and we'd like to keep it going. So I told Skip that I would move up there because I have been moving all of my life. And it's real easy for me because I've got all my possessions in such a way that I could carry everything, so it's easy to pack and move because I've done it so much. So, and his family is all up here in Iowa anyway. So I packed up and I moved up here. And when I moved into the apartment, one of the first things I did was go sign up for a movie rental. Remember that? Back when dinosaurs roamed the earth? We rented movies. Now we stream them. Anyway, when I signed up for movie rentals, they asked for your name, your address, your phone number. So basically, you're giving over a lot of information to an individual. And the person who took my form that I had filled out, his energy felt weird to me. But, people have a bad day or they're struggling with their life, maybe they were abused as a child and they struggle with things as an adult, and so their energy is a little bit off. So I didn't think too much about it. But a year, okay, so let's time here. 2002, I moved to Iowa. So 2003, things were going okay. 2004, things started taking a nosedive. And it was weird because it was not normal. Every time I turned around, I was breaking something, breaking a cup, breaking a glass, breaking a light bulb. And my cat knocked over the full-length mirror, so that broke. And I'm going, oh boy, there's something going on here. And that and bad dreams, and I never have bad dreams. Rarely ever, I shouldn't say never, rarely ever have bad dreams, and I was having bad dreams, and I felt like I was being watched, and it was just a weird thing that was happening. And so I sat in meditation. And I lost my job. I kind of got edged out. The manager was taking all of the customers. I was on commission only, so all the new people coming in, he was taking them all. So none of us salespeople could make a commission. Anyway, so I moved on. and I could not find another job, which is weird because I've always been able to find another job. So I sat in meditation, and I'm asking what is going on, and I saw a figure, a man, a tall, lean, slim man with a long black coat and dark hair. And the message I got from him is that he was targeting me. He was doing a psychic attack. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. And I talked to two of my friends who are also psychic, but they didn't know each other, and I didn't tell them anything specific. I just told them I feel like maybe I'm being targeted, and they each described the same figure. Tall, slender, long black coat, dark hair. Weird. Okay. I do like getting second opinions. It's very helpful. So I asked one of my friends who's a witch who grew up in a household of witchcraft and grew up in it. So I mean, how incredible is that? She came over and taught me how to do a deep cleanse of my space, my living space. I mean, opening the doors to the closets and the cupboards and everything, just getting sage smoke everywhere. It was thick. It was thick in that apartment. And how to focus on putting shields up and protecting myself. And she said the first thing you need to do is break that connection he has with me. And so I had to cut that cord, so to speak, that energy connection that he had with me. And it was how he found me, was by connecting that energy. So remember what I said when I first moved up to Iowa, when I first moved in, I filled out that form to sign up for movie rentals, right? And I gave my address, my full name, my phone number. If you want to energetically find somebody, you need their name and address or a picture. A picture, usually the more recent the better, but a picture really helps you tune into that person's energy. Otherwise, their full name and address will get you there too. So there you go. So I did this and things were better, but I found that he was able to eventually reattach. So I did a lot of different things, and one of the things I did was create these decoys. So my shields around me, and I made the same kind of shields in my mind that acted as decoys, and it seemed to work. And one of the problems was, well, let me back up a second. And one of the things, this is very, very mind-blowing to me, is that one day I said to myself, well, at least he can't make me sick. Well, the next morning I was sick. So this guy was very powerful, and I had to continually disconnect or cut that cord of energy that he had attached to me. So and the decoys, the shields that were decoys really helped a lot. Now I had an opportunity for I went on a couple of interviews and job interviews, and I felt that energy from him interfering, and he was feeding off of or seeing my thoughts and was able to counter. So he knew I was looking for a job. He knew I was interviewing for a particular job, and I just felt like he was interfering. So when a friend of mine said, hey, we've got a job opening, it was right in my field, I decided I would focus all of my thoughts on finding a job at McDonald's, finding a job at a grocery store, finding a job anywhere but what I was looking at, which was right in my field. It was right up my alley. And so that's what I did. And I did the deep cleansing of my apartment, as well as the shields. And I was able to get the job. Once I got the job, I knew I had to do something to change my energy so I was no longer vulnerable to this man, so he could no longer reattach, because he was still reattaching, and I had to cut it off again and go through the ritual of cleansing and shielding, and I was constantly putting the shields up and reinforcing the shields and making sure they were up, and nothing was there wasn't any space where he could get through, because it was getting bad. I mean, it was really, I was 3 months behind on rent, and thank goodness I had a good landlord, very kind, and let me get 3 months behind without evicting me. But I was running out of money, and it was coming to an end very quickly. But I was able to get this job, and I knew I had to do something. So I started looking for life coaches, because I knew something in my subconscious belief system was making me vulnerable, was making me weak, and allowing him to attach himself to me and in his energy. So the first thing I did when I got this job was find some place that I could start learning about what I needed to do to get better, to become a better person, so personal development kind of thing. And I only found one, Holistic Learning Centers. They were the only one who offered installment payments. Everybody else wanted, over $1,000 up front, and I was like dead broke. There's no way I had to catch up on my bills before I can do that. So I found Holistic Learning Centers. They took payments. I was in, and within about a month, my energy had shifted so tremendously, he could not reattach. He absolutely could not reattach. And I knew I was onto something powerful, something amazing. Got to get off for a second. So I was on the right path, and I continued, and I got my certification, and now I help other people, and I have seen some amazing changes that happen in people's lives. A dentist that I was working with, she was going through a divorce, and her husband was always disrespectful to her, was not treating her very well. And she just said, why are people so mean to me? I try really hard to be nice. So we worked on stuff, and she started healing and developing and changing. And the next time we got on the phone, she says, I cannot believe this, Dawn. My soon-to-be ex-husband was actually respectful to me. She was so blown away. And I see this a lot with my students and my clients, that they change so much, and they're just blown away how powerful and how amazing this is. And just it's incredible just to watch, and it's an honor to be a part of somebody's journey like that. So that's a short story I just wanted to share with you, and I hope that that inspires you to continue on your journey or start your journey of shadow work, because it is powerful, it is freeing, it is amazing. So thank you for being with me. Do something today that brings you joy and makes you feel good. I love you all, and until next time, blessed be.